Hello, I'm not sure if I'm meant to introduce myself. It's Sam, part of the time of the Whovians United, and yet, final video. Wow, boom.
So here we are, old friends, on the final page.
G'day everyone, I am Jack. I am a former member of Time in the Whovians United, and I'm gonna answer some questions as well, for some reason, even though I'm not here anymore. I'm not. Anyway, it's ending, it's sad. Let's just answer some questions.
So, this is the last video that I'm ever going to be recording on Time of the Whovians United, and to be honest, that's quite a sad little thought there. And I'm not just saying that, like really it is actually, it's a bit sad now that we've actually come to it, because we've been talking about it for a while. I've kind of like made my peace with it, and I do think it's the right decision going forward, but we'll get into that more a bit later on. But for now, George has given me some questions that I've got to answer, so let's answer them. Yeah.
Well, really, I've been here since the beginning in 2014. It's been a rocky channel on and off, but I'm not really going to touch on the past. If you want to watch the history of the channel, go watch that. There's a link below if you want to do that.
Yeah, I thought they were pretty cool. It was just nice to meet some like-minded new people about, you know, Doctor Who and just general nerdy stuff. Yeah, it was, like I said, yeah, just nice to meet people in the same sort of mindset as me. I knew I always wanted to do Doctor Who as a YouTube thing, and yeah, it was nice to not only pretty much welcomed with open arms by them, but just to join them, and then yeah, just really feel like I'm part of something. So yeah, all cool dudes.
The thing that I saw straight away was fun, wacky, weird things, skits, you know, just a couple of fun guys doing fun things just for, you know, for fun. And that's what I tried to mimic when I made my first videos, you know, flashback to the cliffhanger video, the opening. That is what I tried to do, because that is what I saw in the channel.
Yeah, when George gave me the offer about joining the channel, I looked at it and I was like, yay, a Doctor Who channel. And I was like, this could be, like, this could be not only, I mean, primarily my main thought was, hey, get that exposure. And I think we covered this in the 1K video. So if you want my full thoughts on joining the channel in general, go watch that. But to sum up my thoughts on the channel prior to joining, it looked very, very interesting. And I was very, very excited about joining and making content that was solely based around Doctor Who. Because whenever I talked about it on my own channel, it was really quite negative, because I was talking about the Chibnall era a lot, because that was the thing that was like relevant at the time. So it was nice to not only just talk about Doctor Who, but talk about Doctor Who in a more positive light, and have that ability to do so. However, I have had my fair share of pretty negative moments on this channel. Rose is really annoying, okay? I don't like her. She's just, I hate her. She's just a terrible character.
What the hell was that? Is my short.
It was a bad word.
Yeah, oh, well, shut up. But like...
You don't have to hang around, she admits sadly. Stop looking for attention, you dick. This is why I hate Rose, because of this one fanfiction.
And you know what? I don't blame the Master, because as soon as I found out what happened, I wanted to commit mass genocide. No, I'm joking. Obviously.
I don't know if I had a first impression prior to joining. I sort of just dove into the deep end. I sort of just joined without really knowing. I'd seen videos before, but I just joined without knowing, really. But once I joined, it very quickly became clear that my first impression of the team was that these guys are crazy, they're weird, but they're sort of awesome, and this is really fun.
So at the end of 2018, we decided to end Time the Whovians United. It was not a really good video. We just had just bad quality, sit somewhere and just say bye. Time might come back when we're all bothered, but it's really unlikely. I don't really want it to come back. I don't think a lot of people want it back. I think even you guys didn't even want it back in the first place. As I heard, some people who was a part of it didn't want it back, so yeah. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Yes, it's really embarrassing to see that, but we actually genuinely thought we don't want to bring this channel back, and yeah, and that's the truth. However, like in May or June, so maybe a month or a few weeks before we brought the channel back, it was still not on our minds. However, something happened to me in my personal life that I just, like Corey had to keep listening and listening and listening, and I just needed something to distract myself, let's say, and Corey and I were always wanted to do another channel, just me and him doing a channel. Corey brought up the idea of bringing this channel back as it already has an audience, it's been established, and it'd be a good thing to get off my mind for a while, and it clearly worked. So yeah, that was the reason why we brought the channel back.
I joined the channel simply because they asked. George asked me to do it, and I thought, well, why not? It was to be an opportunity. I saw it as a time to kind of develop myself, my presentation skills and my public speaking, because at the time, you know, I was in university and, you know, looking to go into teaching in the future, and I was in my first year, so I thought this would be a great chance to do something new, do something fun, but also to you know, develop myself. And at that time, I had my own channel, and I was watching different YouTubers about how to create a good channel and the different tips and tricks, and I thought, you know what, I might be able to have something new to add that might help these guys out. So I thought, why not? Let's go for it and give it a go.
So I suppose I decided to join because it just seemed like something fun to do, really. I'd never done YouTube before January, whatever year it was, and yeah, even less experience doing group YouTube stuff. And it was just nice to sort of express your creativity, your ideas with a group of like-minded individuals. It just seemed like a really fun opportunity, and that's why I just leapt to it, yeah.
Well, basically, I'm a huge fan of the 5 Who fans. When the opportunity came to be in a collaborative channel about Doctor Who, I couldn't not take it because I had always looked up to 5 Who fans. I'd always thought they were the best in the game. They were the best on YouTube.
George and Corey were really nice to me when I first met them on the call. That first call I had with them. Very, very nice, and they've still continued to be very, very nice to me. So I literally just covered that. I was intrigued.
I reacted with bliss because it seemed like it was something I wanted to do, like I already said. I talked to George and talked to Corey, talked to Farren, the other new member at the time. It was fantastic, really.
How were you approached? I was approached via my YouTube channel. George left a comment on my YouTube channel and I said, you can message me on Instagram, bro. And so he did, and then we talked on my Instagram, and then we had the call with George and with him and Corey, and they spoke to me about the channel and what to expect and what we would be doing, and just we had a nice chat about Doctor Who for a bit, and yeah.
Yeah, so George just invited me, really. It started out, he commented on my first, I think it was my first ever YouTube video I did, and it's like, oh yeah, we should collab and stuff, and then the collaboration went to George inviting me one time. I think he called me over Discord or Facebook or something, or it might have been a text. I think it was a call, you know, the personal touch.
We are with a special guest today. Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Sam, and I do reviews on YouTube, or I review currently because I've got one video up, but yeah, that's me. And yeah, that was that, and my reaction was, admittedly, I was quite unsure. I can't remember my reasons for it. It was definitely something I wanted to take up. I think I had my concerns with timing and such. I can't really remember because different headspace back then. But yeah, no, I'm glad I eventually took it because here we are now, right at the end. Wait, hold on. I didn't see that coming.
When I first received the invitation, I was very surprised. I was like, who in the right mind would be asking me? You know, a random guy off YouTube with very little subscribers, but you know, it happened. So yeah, I was just very surprised, and you know, I took a bit of time to kind of think about it because I was already in a job at the time, and it was quite a busy time for me. But yeah, I was very, very surprised.
I guess my favourite video that I've created was how to make the perfect trailer. I always found Doctor Who trailers fascinating and I knew no one really talked about it. And for someone like me, I want to make something that nobody's really done before. You know, you got your video essays on episodes, etc., but nothing on trailers or how to make a trailer. And I was like researching trailers in general, so and I thought, I could make this into a Doctor Who version. People will be like, I never thought about it like that. And well, it had a great reception and I loved it. And a video that we've all collaborated on was the scene recreations. Both of them.
You're dead. Officially back home. So many people died that day, and you've gone missing. You're on the list of the dead.
I think that how the second one was structured was better, was much more superior. But I do think some of the first iteration of it was better. I don't know, they're both really fun and I wish we did more videos like that. It was just really fun to do and create and we all enjoyed ourselves. It is a collaborative YouTube channel and we never really took an advantage of that. Well, we kind of did, but yeah, I love rewatching those videos. They're really fun.
I really have a soft spot for the Loving the 12th Doctor video. My camera was broken at the time I made that video and I just recorded it on my phone, so naturally I would do some better things with that video now. It's not a perfect video, but I quite like it and I think it's quite funny in some parts.
The man that stops the monsters.
Clara! Clara!
Tell us! Sealed here in your ice tubes. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
I also really like the best shots in Doctor Who. I think that's a bit of an underrated video. Although the scene recreations are probably like my favourite collaborative project that we've done. Like it was just, both of them were so much fun to do and they were great and I really, really enjoyed them.
That is without a doubt the video I did about the not so secret lives of one-off characters, something like that. I can't remember the exact title. Basically what happened to a load of one-off characters in Doctor Who that we've never seen again but have been expanded on in other media. That was really fun to research. I went through the entirety of the revival, so from series 1 to series 12. Yeah, I'd say it's my favourite. One, because the research side of it. Two, I think it's probably my best in terms of jokes and that. The written stuff I quite enjoyed, and I think the most fun I had was editing because a lot of sort of jokes came out in post-production, just sitting there working on a little segment. It's like, oh, how can I make this visually funny to accompany the narration and everything. I think there's some pretty, if I say so myself, some pretty funny gags in there. So yeah, that's why it's my favourite, most fun I had to work with.
Now for videos that I've made, obviously the Rose Tyler video is the most viewed video of the channel at the moment. I could say that one because it's done so well. I think personally in terms of like the production process, why Doctor Who needs to be scary. I try to have an aesthetic, you know, with the Halloween theme and making it dark and scary, and to try to add a tone to it and make it all, you know, make it all wrapped together to make, you know, a one big package. And you know, I enjoyed making that.
Wait. You hear that? No. No.
In terms of a collaboration, it's got to be the, you know, it's got to be the scene recreations, both of them. You know, both are good. Both have got, you know, good scenes in both parts. Like that, is it? Ha! Look here, Doctor, you're not fit. Not fit? Not fit? Of course I'm fit. All systems go. and they were really, really fun to make. Like, honestly, the Sea Devil scene, the sword fighting scene for me was so fun to make. It was actually an insight in how to make film and TV, because I'm not in that sort of background. It's the first time I've kind of really done any proper acting and filming, and for me that was a real insight into how it's done and how to do it on your own with very little experience.
I don't know, I don't really like any of mine. I mean, I can still see that some of them hold up. I think definitely my worst one is my reaction video. My reaction video to, was it series 12?
All I'm gonna say is, that looks really cool. Also Cyberman, yeah!
I legitimately thought that every member was gonna react together in the same video. I thought that was gonna happen. That was gonna be all of us reacting, and you know, there's gonna be cutting between clips of Corey reacting and George and then me and then Farren all reacting to, you know, certain bits of the trailer. And that's the only reason I actually agreed to do that video, because I thought the others would be doing it as well. I thought it'd be a collaborative video, but it was just me.
What's my least favourite video I've made? Again, I've got a very quick answer for this. That is the, what was it called? Something about, it was Chris Chibnall related, I know that. So that's how much I dislike it, because well, not dislike, it's not a bad thing. I think it was about the future of Doctor Who, the future legacy of Chris Chibnall's era, that was it, yeah. I think it was a decent premise for a video, but admittedly that was sort of me being lazy, because I think I did want to do a video addressing Russell T Davies taking the helm back of Doctor Who, but obviously as soon as that news came out, every single other Doctor Who YouTuber had already covered it, so me covering it a few months later, that would have been a bit irrelevant, a bit lazy. So I thought, okay, how can I make this a bit more relevant in this sort of time period? So I thought, okay, so well as, you know, Russell T Davies returning, we've got Chris Chibnall leaving, and I thought his legacy might be interesting to talk about. Ultimately, I think we I think ultimately we steered away from the point quite a bit. There's actually so much I cut out where it just wasn't Chris Chibnall related. I'm pretty sure we were just talking about Shark Tale for like an hour or something stupid like that. Clearly, my mind and everybody's minds wasn't really with it, because it wasn't that much of an interesting topic to talk about, because let's face it, he does not have a legacy that many people are going to cherish. Yeah, it was mostly done, I think, because I didn't really have the creative steam to sit down and script something, so I just thought, what's something we could all talk about? I know, let's do that. And ultimately, yeah, fun video. It was some decent bits in there, but when I was even making it and editing it, I was struggling a little bit to try and fit jokes in and here and there, so ultimately I'd say it's my least favourite. Not a bad video by any means, but I'd just say it's probably represents my more lazy side.
I gotta say it was the Series 12 breakdown video. That's actually the only one I put on unlisted, so you can't really see it. I mean, I've put it on my playlist, so you can watch it. God, it was awful. Like, I didn't want to make it. I feel like we only done those sort of videos, like reaction, to sort of stand out, bring an audience, lure them in, like fish. Like, I remember I was somewhere, so it was a long journey back, like, and it was traffic, so I think it was a 2-3 hour journey back, and then I had to like make a breakdown. I was exhausted and edit it, and it was not great editing, and we had to rush to upload the video the day after. It didn't really have a good reception. It was just, there was no point of it. Like, as I said, the only reason of its existence was everyone else is doing it, people will be searching it, and they will find our channel. At the end of the day, it's a hobby, and I didn't like it. It's not great.
My least favourite video I've made, I don't know, probably the Abbey Shot Cove video. It's not the best. I wanted to try and do something new, and it didn't work. But you know what, at least I tried.
Who knew, you know, just making a simple face, you know, not really thinking about it, would lead to one of the biggest memes of the channel, and it comes back to haunt me all the time. And you'll know exactly which one I'm on about, and George is obviously going to put it on the screen now, but it's the random reviews to the Christmas edition, you know, where I opened up the intro singing my version of All I Want for Christmas Is You, but I put Doctor Who in it, and I ended that scene with a particularly strange face, which now has become a big meme, which needs to disappear.
I love a bit of drama, stirring the pot. Oh yes, okay, let's do it. So let's start with Corey. Corey is my best friend. Absolutely brilliant human being. I'm glad he's in my life. He's such a gem. I'm not going to talk to him about him. I'm not going to talk about him personally. I want to talk about him as a member on this channel. Bloody hell, he's done a great job. He has done an amazing job for this channel. And, you know, there have been moments he let me, like, he sort of calm me down, or, you know, take a back seat, George, look at the situation, examine the situation. You know, he's always been there for me as I'm the leader of it. And, you know, I can make mistakes, or I react faster, like, oh, let's get him off the channel or something. I don't know. But Corey's always been like, take a back seat, George, examine the situation, give it a few days, or giving me advice on videos, look at my scripts, scripts of videos, I mean, and general scripts. But just a general, helpful, lovable person. Yeah, Jackie boy. Oh, he's such a fun guy. Like, even from our first phone call, it was so natural. With our first phone call with Farren and Jack, it was meant to be just talking about the channel and what to expect if you want to join. It led to 2-3 hours just talking and talking. He's just, we hit it from the beginning. It's never a dull moment. Yeah, it's never a dull moment. And if you just saw Corey segment talk about the meme photo, that's where it came from. And when Jack found that, I cracked up. I fell off the bed. It was that phone call. I remember it more fondly. It's just. Oh, yeah, he's fun, and I honestly still miss him. But, like, I've called him recently and we still have that spark, so. Sam, what a guy. I've only known him for a year, and obviously he hasn't been on the channel long, and we're just ending it, so he's just a cameo. But yeah, he's a great human being. I love his editing, I love his humour. He's gave me so much advice on videos, and even in general personal stuff. His editing style is phenomenal. We're just lucky to have him on the channel, and even though he wasn't here long, which is kind of the reason why I wanted to sort of maybe didn't want to end it, but we're going to continue working with him. We'll talk about that a bit later. However, my one criticism of Sam is he doesn't have great music taste. Ugh, disgusting. Now on to Farren. I clicked really well with Jack, Corey, Sam from day one, or at least the first few weeks. If I've got to be absolutely honest, it did take me a while to click with him. He was definitely that Doctor Who friend that you have when you're with your friend. You're like, oh, you do a Doctor Who channel, you're with your Doctor Who friends, and that's how I'll class him. Like, that's the only thing we talked about. We never really talked about stuff personal, but I think over the years we've clicked more. We've yeah, it's just a general nice guy, and we've known each other on a personal thing, and we have a lot in common. Like, I genuinely care about that human being. It's also a pity that Farren didn't do much video essays, or any at all, I don't think. Because he's so analytical, he has so much opinions. I could listen to Farren talk about all his opinions for hours. Okay, maybe not, because he goes on and he has not great opinions. I take that back. And to be honest, I love them all. I'm proud to say that, and I'm proud to call them my actual friends. They're not Doctor Who friends. You know, it's a shame that they live far away. But when we do meet, it's this big deal. It's this big event, you could say. Yeah.
They're all cool, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I really like them. I don't really know what to say for each individual member, I suppose. I'd say, Corey, thank you for backing me up on music taste and everything. Has put George in his place, the shape of you, little traitor. Yeah, Farren, pretty cool dude. George, pretty cool dude. It's really interesting having conversations with George about this and that, like animated films and everything. Me and Farren definitely click well as well, in terms of, especially when we were doing the Flux reviews. Yeah, I think I do remember some points where we were just having some interesting debates about that. Yeah, me and Corey have probably done the least together, but we still have quite a good chats when we are there together. So yeah, no, each and every, I think that's my opinion more or less. Everyone's really great to work with, really good fun. We all have like unique little talking points. Yeah, sound guys.
They're all great. I love them all. They're great. I don't really know what else there is to say. No, we'll start off with George. George is the man. He always gives me advice on my screenplays and stuff, so I'm very thankful for him for doing that. We've hopefully got a little project that we're going to be working on soon that will hopefully happen. Corey is just like, I mean, it's the fact that like he's pretty much like
because he's a bigger Doctor Who fan than I am, and I'm not afraid to say that, because he just is, like, that's a fact. It's nice to sometimes be able to go to him and say, like, because I haven't seen all of classic Doctor Who, right, so I'm making my way through it, so it's nice to just, I think it was last year when I was watching a few classic Doctor Who stories, and I was like, here are my thoughts on these, and Corey was like, I also have opinions, and that was nice, to just chat with him about Doctor Who. It's nice to chat to all of them about Doctor Who, but, yeah, I love Corey as well, and I love his third Doctor cosplays. Corey, do more third Doctor cosplays. Also, he's doing a Remus Lupin cosplay, which is really exciting. Sam is hilarious. Sam is hilarious. I don't really know what else there is to say about that. Every single video that he's made has made me laugh out loud multiple times. Doing the early Series 13 reviews with him were a lot of fun. And he is just really good at what he does. He's really good at making content. And it sounds like a really obvious thing, but like he is. He's really talented. I mean, they're all really, I mean, everybody's, I feel like just, whatever, you know. And Jack is the best, okay? Jack is like top tier. Jack is also hilarious, and is also very good at what he does. And it was an absolute travesty that we had to go and lose him the way we did. But you know what, who cares? The channel's ending now, so it doesn't matter. When he left, I was so sad, man. I was so sad. That last video he made, where he called me, what did he call me?
And I've made 3 wonderful friends from this whole experience in the form of Discount Andrew Garfield, the real Third Doctor, and, of course, the Elton Pope fanboy.
It was like Discount Andrew Garfield or something. I was like, this guy gets me. This guy gets me. Obviously I love Jack. The Australian who is not afraid to give his opinions about stuff.
My opinions on each of the members. Well, we'll start with George, because, you know, no one cares about George, really. He's got really bad opinions about Doctor Who and Harry Potter, so who really cares about him, to be honest? No, but he's done a really good job over the past years to keep the channel running, you know, to be in charge, to be the man in control of the channel, and to keep it running for so long as it has. So, you know what? Props to him for the dedication to keep his dream alive and keep it going for so long. Farren, you know, cosplay guy, the guy who is great at cosplays and loves Spider-Man, and is just a really chill dude who loves to do a lot of fun videos, a lot of short, snappy fun videos, whilst trying to get his own opinions in there as well. Sam, what can I say? He loves Muse. We both love Muse. This is something that we both take an interest in, and for that simple reason, I gotta love him, ain't I? Some really good video producing skills as well. He's in the right job for it, so what a guy. And you can't forget Jack, you know, back in the day, the good old Aussie making those fun skits. Honestly, I love them. Those skits were great. He's got some great ideas, and he is brilliant at making them and realising them onto the screen. So, you know, our friend back in the Oz, what a guy.
Fazza. Okay, Fazza is, he's just a fun guy. He's a really fun guy. He's a great cosplayer. He's a really good cosplayer. I really love what he does. Hopefully our shared love for Andrew Garfield will unite us forever. Corey, what can I say? I feel like everyone else is going to use this word as well, but he's just a lovable grandpa. He's very sensible, but in a lovable way. He's very funny, but in a sly sort of way, like he sort of sneaks them in there. Because we all think of him as so sensible, he sort of slides in there with a sneaky joke, and I really like his style of making people laugh like that. I love it. He's just a great person. He's kind. He's modest. He's understanding. When you're in a tough spot, he can you know he's a shoulder to cry on even. And yeah, I can't wait to meet that man in person. Sam, I think ultimately in the end he was the best. He was the best replacement for me. I think it's a shame Sam didn't get to do more. I think it's a shame it's ending now, because, you know, Sam was coming into his prime. He was making some awesome videos. I was loving what he was doing. But it's a shame that it's ending so soon after he started. And I hope that I get to know him better, because he seems awesome. It's sort of insane that we haven't had a proper chat. Also, I guess canonically, Sam and I are the same person. He is me. I am him, because he regenerated into... I regenerated into him. It's confusing, but yeah, Sam, call me or message me, probably, because of the time zones. Message me. Last but definitely least, kidding. Obviously, definitely not least, it's Georgie boy. George is the most brutally honest, but somehow also lovable person I've ever met. He is funny, he is crazy, he's crazy. He's just a crazy dude. He's a crazy funny dude. He's a great friend and a great channel leader, if that's what the official title is. I don't know. Obviously, without him, you know, none of us would be here. This whole thing wouldn't have existed, and I'm thankful that it does. And I'm thankful that George is weird enough to start this channel in the first place, and stupid enough to ask me to be on it. So thank you, George. God, this is sad.
I'd say me running it is really not the word I would use. I still, even though I'm definitely part of it, I don't feel like I run it as such, or I have a part in running it. I mean, to an extent, yeah, I guess. I'm coming up with ideas and such, but unfortunately I can be a little bit distant because of just my personal life and stuff, and almost feel like I sometimes leap in whenever I want, which is not the case, by the way. It's just I'm genuinely got quite a bit of a busy schedule at times. Yeah, I would say I'm probably the most least engaged in terms of running it, because I'm not that present on Discord, unfortunately. I'm not putting up the social media posts about, oh, new video coming out today. I wouldn't find it anything hard about it, but that's mainly because I'm probably the least involved in it.
This is a really hard question to really answer, because when I really think about it, to be honest, and obviously working as a team can be difficult, but I'm used to that. I'm used to working as part of a team. That's just what I do for a living, to be honest, and I've done it for many years. So for me, working as part of a team, it's not really been a difficult thing, to be honest. I think the main challenges has come from just working on a YouTube channel, to be honest. Because obviously we do a channel on something that's only around certain times of the year. Obviously it's around all the time, because we can look back at the things that, you know, that's in the past, but it only crops up on TV at certain times in the year, and it's not always going to be every year. So for us, you know, content and ideas isn't always going to be there. Sometimes there's a difficulty in trying to think of new ideas to keep the channel running, which is kind of, you know, one of the reasons why, well, one of many reasons why we've kind of decided to stop where we are now. So I definitely would say the collaboration part for me has not been difficult. It's just the actual YouTube side of things, and keeping the channel alive for so long has been the hard part.
I think maybe was just scheduling, because we have ideas for videos, and then sometimes like we wouldn't all be available, and like we'd want to do them, and there were a few videos that didn't get made because essentially like we didn't find the time, or our free time didn't match up. So that was a bit difficult. But like obviously there's nothing difficult about working with any of the guys because they're all lovely. But you know.
Sometimes it's agreeing on certain decisions, but I think that's all just part of the collaborative process. I think for me it's just being so far away from the whole thing.
Communication. 100%. Communication is key when you're doing a team channel. Like obviously it's common sense at this point, but I feel like for quite some time, definitely at the early stages, it did feel like Corey and my channel and not the others, they sort of like dipped out, and like it's kind of like a phase, like yeah I do that, and then later on they don't really care. Ugh. At the end of the day, like we didn't know them, we didn't like force them, we gave them like, do you want to join? Like it was, we asked, they didn't need to, but as the years gone on, we really worked together. But we did also make loads of mistakes, but we've learned from them, and you know, we grew and grew and grew. It's a shame that we should have did all that at the start, but hey, it's all about communication, you know, just talking like, oh, do you got your video on, or can I get your opinions? Or at the end of the day, we all have busy schedules, so it's kind of hard to fit all that in, but we did. But I'm glad it happened. I don't actually regret it.
You know what, I think working on this channel has changed me a lot, to be honest, because before this channel I just used to watch Doctor Who and enjoy it, and I didn't look any further than that. But this has really taught me how to, you know, to delve into and to pick apart and to be analytical, but looking at it from different perspectives and looking into it into a lot deeper, you know, detail. And obviously it's helped me to realise the things that I really do like and still celebrate those things, but also the things that I don't think work so much. Definitely has impacted my love and has increased it a lot more.
I don't know, to be honest. It's an interesting one. I don't think it's limited how much I've watched Doctor Who. I'm not sure if it's really increased how much I watch it either, because despite Flux and the whole new series being terrible, I think I still would have sat down and watched it, even though I've probably said I really didn't want to. So I'd say my relationship with Doctor Who is more or less the same since joining the channel. Maybe on a critical standpoint it's increased, but I don't know, maybe as I'm looking into these episodes a bit more in depth, so I've got something to say with video, so maybe more of a critical eye. I'd say in terms of my relationship with other Doctor Who YouTubers, that's definitely changed, because I used to watch review videos all the time. It's not that I don't want to now. Well, I suppose it is, but I don't know, I'm just less interested. Maybe it's because I'm covering it myself, so I've been too exposed to that episode. I don't really want to hear other people's opinions on it in the nicest way possible, but I'd say that's the only thing that's changed.
My love for Doctor Who has barely changed. I still love Doctor Who with all my heart. I know that we are in, like, the show's in a situation where, like, pretty much all of us on the channel have mixed to negative reviews about it, but like that doesn't really affect how I view the show. To me, this is just like a tiny blip and it doesn't matter. In the grand scheme of the show, it's really just a very minuscule thing.
I guess the word change is maturity, but I think that's just in general stuff. But for my love for Doctor Who, I have watched a few of the guys' answers and mine's very different because I haven't actually watched Doctor Who for months. I watched Eve the Daleks, if that's what the frickin' episode's called. I don't care. Again, I don't love Doctor Who as much as I did. I was so obsessed with it. Now I don't really want to talk about it or watch it. But yeah, and it's probably because of the new era and now it's written, I sort of just given up. I just don't care. Like with Flux, I don't care if I was late. I didn't want to review it, I didn't want to talk about it. We all have different passions for all other things, and we prefer talking about, I don't know, Harry Potter or Spider-Man, or anything on Netflix, like frickin' Tall Gal. That's more enjoyable than talking about Doctor Who at this current point in our lives. And plus, you're doing a whole YouTube channel just based on one thing for almost 3 years. It gets a bit boring after a while. So next time, I do not want to do a channel that's just based on one thing. You get bored of it after a while.
I don't think it has much besides maybe my engagement with the fan base of Doctor Who, with other Whovians, you know? I've made friends through it, and I've sort of just generally broadened my horizons on what the fan base is, what it means, what people are thinking about. You know, being online, inevitably you see what other people are saying about Doctor Who online.
I quite like George's recent Sarah Jane Adventures thing. That's quite good, quite an interesting watch, because that was a part of my childhood. It was around the time I was getting into Doctor Who, so a CBBC spin-off was quite fun to watch, and just reliving some of the atrocities that show got away with. Nah, it's nothing that bad, to be fair. No, it's just fun to relive that, to be fair. Corey's... I think I'm basically listing most recent videos, to be fair, but sorry. Yeah, his stuff on the soundtrack was quite good. That was, to be honest, I don't really see many videos where people are rating Doctor Who's soundtrack as such, so that was quite interesting. I did like the picks in there as well. And Farren's, yeah, that was the Google thing, yeah.
The hardest part about this is having to sing the alphabet song in my head every time I get to a new letter. Is Doctor Who ending? No, it's not. Is Doctor Who evil? No, I feel like the Doctor is like the epitome of good in all the universe, to be honest. Although, I guess it, depends on whether you consider Time Lord Victorious and stuff like that to be canon.
I quite like that, because it blended. I'm not sure it's that much of a YouTube trend, to be honest, the Google search bar thing, but it blended that with, obviously, a show I really love, so yeah. I really enjoyed that as well.
How many solo videos did Sam get in the end? His Christmas ranking, I remember liking that. I didn't always agree with it, but I remember liking that video. I think the Christmas episode ranking might be my favourite. He also did the one-off characters video as well. That's tough to choose between those two. He probably had the best introduction video as well.
So, a bit about me, I guess. I don't know how I'm meant to do this without making it sound like I'm recording an online dating video. So I enjoy long walks on the beach. Nah, but seriously.
Favourite George video? I know it's not a solo video, but the Doctor Who therapy session, series 11.
So the companions were the only consistently good parts of each episode.
I mean, apart from Yaz.
Who?
Yeah, don't worry. She's extremely forgettable. I really liked Graham and Ryan though.
Was that a positive thing I heard?
Don't get used to it.
I think it's one of the best on the channel. It's really funny. For Corey, his collection videos, his Eagle Moss, and I think it was collection 1 minute video, because it made me really jealous. The 11th Doctor era explained video, I really liked that. That was really enlightening. I was quite confused about a lot of the points that he actually cleared up like a lot of confusion for me in that video. Farren. I really liked his collection video as well. His was even better. Oh, that was a good video. The fan fiction video, that was good. Loving the 12th Doctor, that's probably his best. Loving the 12th Doctor is probably my favourite. That's probably my favourite. I love that format 5 Who fans created, the Loving This Doctor format. I think he did really well with it, and it's about my favourite Doctor. I'm so glad he did it. I'm so glad. I love it. He was also part of the therapy session video that I talked about with George as well. I remember him saying that he didn't like his how to cosplay for, I think it was the 12th Doctor or something, and I actually sort of liked it. So if he's chosen that as his worst video, I'm just gonna say it. I didn't mind that video. I liked that video, so don't feel bad about it, Farren. It was a good video.
Let's start with Sam. Is his introduction video? I know that's his first, and that's probably not the answer you want to hear. I'm not saying his videos since were terrible. Like, his Christmas ranking was phenomenal, and the editing, the jokes, visual comedy. I feel quite nostalgic for his introduction video. It's like most of my answers will be because of rewatchability. I love his introduction video. I remember it was quite late, almost midnight, and he sent it to me, and I couldn't stop watching it. In a loop, I watched it maybe like 6 times, like one go, and holy crap, it's so fun. It's better than all of ours. My favourite video of Jack's is Laszlo still alive?
Who are you?
Jack, it's me. It's Laszlo.
My favourite video of Farren, it has to be Loving the 12th Doctor. It's so different from Farren's content. And it is also that rewatchability video. And also, obviously, it brings back all the 5 Who fans sort of content that we sort of grew up on. And it's just like his take on it. And I wish Farren did more skits than that. I think he was more... Again, he didn't do a video essay, but he was sort of that like analytical person. So something out of character for him, and it works brilliantly. Like, man, why didn't you stop? They were brilliant. My favourite video of Corey, that's a hard one, because I knew everybody else's, but Corey was difficult. It was. So I think it has to be a mix. It has to be his Why the Cybermen is the Best Villain. I think that's the title of it. His video essay on it. That was a great video essay, and the editing was pretty good. Pretty darn good. Snazzy shit. But yeah, and I gotta say, it is his Why Doctor Who Needs to Be Scary, or Why Doctor Who Should Be Scary. It's either those two titles. I need to rewatch it, to be fair, but that was creative as well. And I was like, and it came straight after my trailer video essay, so 2 big videos straight together. I was like, yes. So yeah.
Favourite video of each member. George's favourite video, I love his master video. That's really good. Top tier. His scene recreation. All of the scene recreations that we've ever done are fantastic. They're all great. I really liked his Doctor Who tag video, even though it was like 7 years out of date. It was really good. It was a nice, quite simplistic video, and I liked it.
However, I properly got into the show in series 2. It's why I'm so nostalgic to it. I would defend it. I don't mind Tennant Rose. Shit. I'm not making a heart, I'm making a freaking O. And in recent years, when I got into the Who community, I realised people hate Tennant Rose. It's probably why I hate Farren. Farren's awesome. He's my friend. He's great. Farren, please don't hate me. We're friends for life, you know.
The London vlog was also top tier because it featured yours truly.
The man, the myth, the legend. Hey, what's up?
Me! Hello!
Shit, he's tall.
You're real! You're actually real!
He's actually taller than me.
I'm actually taller than you.
It's mainly the hair.
This is great. Fucking hell. It took me so long to get here.
Yeah, mate.
It was so fucking awful. I had to stand up on the train. I had to stand up on the
Yeah,
train
right.
because there were no seats. Absolutely zero seats. Bullshittery.
I'm just surprised at the height.
I know, yeah.
You look tiny in videos.
Do I? I think it's just because like I've got weird body proportions.
Yeah.
I've just got.
I mean, I say I'm tall, I'm 6'1".
Right.
Corey, if you meet Farren, you're going to be 4 foot to him. He is 4 foot.
Favourite video from Corey? I loved his Bessie video. The Bessie video was great, and I loved it. The Mr. Skinner video was really fun, and especially, as well, that featured yours truly.
So Elton, you know, liking music, and him, I like the Beatles.
It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog.
He loves ELO.
Favourite video from Sam? I really liked the Chibnall video, because that was a lot of fun. And his introduction as well, I think that's probably the best introduction out of all of ours. I don't know, it's just a really fun introduction. It's really funny, and it gives you like a great insight into like what you should expect from the type of content that he makes. Favourite video from Jack was probably either Lost in Translation or the, what was it called? The Doctor Who canon video.
Or maybe something a bit closer to home, like the Peri in Persian mythology. A Peri is a good and beautiful fairy that was once evil. Alien Spot! Universal Translator. Everything you need for your travels amongst the stars.
My favourite video from George has got to be how to make a perfect trailer, because it's great to see George's insight as a filmmaker and his perspective on what a perfect trailer would be, and using the Series 9 trailer as a reference point, because you know you can't deny that Series 9 trailer was literal perfection. So yeah, for George, that video is definitely his best. For Farren, you can't deny that him reading out fan fiction, particular Phasmin fan fiction, is absolutely hilarious. So for me, for Farren, definitely one of those two fan fiction videos. Or you could go with the loving the 12th Doctor. As for Sam, his video about side characters, because it's quite interesting to see, looking back on Adam and seeing, what they did with his character once he left the TV screen, and what he got up to in the comics and the books. That was quite a really interesting insight on those side characters. And obviously you can't forget Jack. And honestly, for Jack, for me personally, it's got to be the season 14 unboxing opening. That was absolutely hilarious. But for a serious video, it's got to be the Tam's Child theories. Some of those things he brought up in that video was quite good, very well thought out, and a very well made video.
Collaborative, 100%. I stopped doing a solo channel. I mean, I continued until 2019, but I given up the whole solo idea in 2016, 2017. Like, since doing other collaborative channels in the past, I just prefer it. And when I did do my own channel, it was more like collaborative based, like doing live streams with everyone else. I didn't really want to do videos on my own for my own channel. I just prefer it.
I definitely prefer collaborative. Solo, my channel is evident that solo's definitely sort of second priority for me. I'm working on other stuff at the moment. It's just very slow working because I have reasons. Mostly I can't be asked. But yeah, no, collaborative's really fun. You just feel like you're more of a unit with each other, and especially when you're doing these sort of reviews with the current series or current episode of Doctor Who, you've got all these creative driving forces coming in, and it's very collaborative. You've got all these different opinions, so it adds a lot of contrast. It's just much more of an interesting process as opposed to doing something solo, writing it down. I mean, that's still fun, don't get it wrong. I love scripting my own stuff and putting it out there, but no, collaborative is definitely the way forward, hence why I really like being part of this channel, and which is why I stayed.
To be honest, I love both. You know, when you're on your own, you've got only you to rely on and nobody else. So it's all down to you. But I love collaboration. You know, I tried collaboration with the classic Who season reviews, getting different people onto the channel and to talk about different seasons of Doctor Who. The problem there though is trying to keep it running, because there's loads and loads of guests. Of course, you've got to try to manage, and I secured loads of guests, but some started to drop off and things, and that's when things kind of got a bit more difficult. But I definitely think like the collaboration with other channels within the channel, you know, again, the scene recreations has been some of the most fun things we've ever done. So for me, both. I love both, to be honest. Both are great.
These are, I mean, they're very two different things, I guess. I mean, my solo channel, one of the big things that, like, irks me about doing a solo channel is that I have to keep up with my own schedule, and I don't always have the time to do that. It eventually just ends up in me not posting for months on end. However, because I have, like, some incentive to do videos for the collaborative channel, because, like, there's more people involved, that helps me get that drive and the motivation up to do some videos. I love the guys, and I love doing my own content, but I can't really choose, to be honest. Probably the collaborative one, because, like, it's just fun to make content with people, and it's a lot easier sometimes, because you've got, like, if it's like a discussion-based video, then, like, you're just talking, and then that's...
I feel like a lot of the collaborative videos tend to be, you know, sitting down and talking about stuff and analysing things, and, you know, that's great. I love to do that, but my bread and butter is the silly stuff, the fun stuff, the stuff that makes you think, what the hell are these guys thinking? Where do they get these ideas? And I love when we get to do collaborative stuff like that, but I think solo videos get the edge just because you have slightly more freedom of doing whatever the hell.
Well, you'll see here, I am somewhat of a perfectionist, you know, and I'm never always happy with the things that I make. So at the start of the channel, when I was tasked with creating the first set of thumbnails, I knew that this wouldn't stay for long because I knew I could do better. And of course, who wouldn't want to do better? I just have that knack of always wanting to try and make things better and improve all the time. And then when I find something that I've done that I think could be worthy of being the next step, I want to kind of push that straight away, which sometimes it's not like I've changed the thumbnails every week. I know George would say that as a joke, of course, but like I would say I've not changed the thumbnails very often. I've kind of tried to improve them as we've gone along. I know there was one time when George says to me, "Do you mind having a look and trying to improve the thumbnails?" That happened. That is true. It was only one time though. All the other times, it was mainly me trying to make the thumbnails better. And honestly, working through it, I have got better. Definitely, my graphic skills, my creation skills definitely have got a lot better compared to the start, and I'm grateful for that.
How did you react to Jack leaving in the search for his replacement? I was so sad when Jack left. I was so unbelievably sad because I mean, I was just shocked, to be honest, when they both told me, because it was George and Jack, I think, who told me. And when they told me, I was like, oh, why? That was my main question. Why? Just why? Why? It was really sad, man. And his last video was like, I mean, I was talking about this earlier, but it was a very, very upsetting. I was like, Jack, no, please don't leave. I miss you, Jack. I mean, we talked, like, literally the other week, but it doesn't matter. I mean, like, on the channel. It was mainly just shock, I guess, because I wasn't expecting it. But, yeah. Shock and sadness.
My reaction was plain and simple. I understood. You know, I wasn't going to be over dramatic or anything. Like, Jack had his reasons for leaving, and that's fair enough, and I understood it. You know, I was empathetic with him because he had the guts to get up and decide, you know what, I want to leave. He had his reasons, and that is fair enough. You know, he felt that it didn't feel like he was forced to stay. He could get up and leave when he needed to, and for me, that was fine. You know, he knew in himself he could make that decision and go through with it, and not being forced to do something else.
Oh God, I'm just having flashbacks of Jack leaving. It was emotional. Like, Corey was very stoic. Farren was like, oh no, I was emotional. Jack told us he was leaving in December of 2020. So obviously we had a lot of months planning, and it's so sad. Oh god, Jack left us. And he had this whole plan. That's why it hits more, because he had a plan, this whole story of videos, and he didn't have the chance to do that. And it's a big shame. But for the search for his replacement, bloody hell, it's harder. I mean, again, there's not a big portion of Doctor Who YouTube channels anymore. It's hard. It's much harder to find someone than it used to be. Yet we did make loads of collaborative content with other YouTube channels. If you remember from last year, or whenever you're watching this, that we did loads of guest videos. We did 2 with Sam, and 1 on his channel, so we definitely connected with Sam from straight away. Obviously, we did 3 collaborative videos with Sam. 2 were on our channel, the villain one, and I think it was a ranking. It was a rank of the best or worst episodes. I can't remember. I need to look back on our catalogue of videos. And then we did 1 on his channel, and then we did like a few collabs with other people like James Shaw. And there was a reaction girl, and I think it was Eliza. I can't remember your name, so I'm sorry. But I feel like we just clicked with Sam. We clicked with him, and we were a bit nervous on asking him, because what if he said no? We'd be like, crap, we failed. But no, I'm glad on our decision.
Yeah, it was my first really. It's weird because I suppose I could blend this into my first exposure to YouTube, I suppose. I mean, it's not my first ever. There was when I was a kid, there was some other stuff happening with a mate at the time, so there was some other YouTube stuff there, but this is my first putting my face out there sort of thing. So to start that up for a couple months and then go on as a guest, I was quite overwhelmed. It was like, oh wow, okay, so this is happening quite fast. I've just gone from making my own stuff to being a guest. It felt really nice. It felt appreciated. It was like, okay, I feel like I'm part of a community here. Why did I do that? That's stupid. Yeah, so that's my sort of experience. And then to go from a guest, I think it was a couple videos. I believe it was a video on time of the Whovians United. I think that was ranking monsters or something like that. And then there was one on my channel that was ranking worst Doctor Who episodes. And then I think I did another one, and then I joined the channel. I can't remember if I was part of the channel before then. It just hadn't been announced, something like that. But yeah, no, so it was quite mad, to be fair. It's the short space of time. It's the fact I was a very fresh YouTuber on the scene. Yeah, pretty exciting, pretty mad, pretty fast. Yeah, that's my experience.
It was freeing, but very sad at the same time. The aftermath was fun because I sort of had the outside perspective of just sitting back and relaxing and watching the new member and the other members just get on with it, But at the same time, it was fun to be on the channel, so I don't know. I miss it. I do. I miss just making a silly video or making a serious video and talking about Doctor Who. Bittersweet for sure. But I moved on. I think I moved on.
Worst memories of the channel? Honestly, I don't know. Not any that stick out to me, like, off the top of my head anyway. I guess that's the thing you like to hear. I don't really have any bad memories of the channel. It was just a very positive atmosphere to be in, despite the vehemently negative opinions we'd have about Doctor Who sometimes. Yeah.
The best memories have got to be everything that we've done together. I've already mentioned it plenty of times already. The scenery creations, but you've also got the truth behind Series 12. All the things we've done together and made together have been great memories, but there's a lot of things behind the scenes, Meeting up at Comic-Con for the first time, going to London and having days out and things. That is, memories for life, making new friends. and having those memories for life and doing things outside of YouTube. And then worst memories, I've already mentioned it once, I'm not going to repeat it. All I'm going to say is my answer to the worst video I've ever made. Yeah, that's my worst memory.
Best memories of the channel, really, I mean, I can't really point anything bad. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's everyone else's answer. I don't know. I can't really remember a bad point. I've not been here that long, to be fair, anyway, so maybe it's a matter of time. No, I'd say the worst memory, to be honest, is, I mean, not even a bad memory, but, you know, Time of the Whovians is ending, so that's quite sad, isn't it? Yeah. So, looking back on all the fun times we had, videos-wise and everything like that, yeah, no. I guess that's my answer. It's a sort of answer, isn't it?
Best memories of the channel, working on Truth Behind Series 12. That was a big video, and I have a lot of great memories from working on it.
Hello, Mr. Jeffries. Yes, I'd like to put some of like the props down ready for the next set on Monday. The TARDIS and the Cybermen costumes and all that. Look. Okay, I understand, but we need them there by Monday. That's all I can give you. Alright, I'll see you Monday. Just say you're getting for that will be at 9:30 in the morning. Okay, have a good evening. Goodbye. Bye.
This is my child. This is my child.
Tony,
Jimmo, can you tell me why Series 11 sucks? You know the Battle Room Squad's like the worst.
Sorry.
Like, why? It sucks.
No comment. Sorry, Tony, I'm gonna have to call you back.
Can you tell me like one thing about Series 12? Why did you bring that thing back?
Go away, please.
The sandwich.
Wait, how do you know all this?
No.
Have you been filming the set?
No.
Give me that camera. Give me that camera. Security!
No. Go away.
Security, please. Security, get that camera on my face.
I think overall, just hanging out with George, hanging out with Farren, hanging out with Corey, staying up late at night on a call with those guys, just talking till 3 in the morning. I'm a terrible sleeper anyway, so I did not mind it at all. Worst memories. I remember one of my videos, George edited without my permission. I'd edited the video and I'd sent it to George to put up, but he'd edited it and changed it a lot without my permission, and I got really angry, and then I told him to never do that again, and then I think he did it again to Corey or someone. We can laugh at it now, but at the time it was annoying. It was definitely annoying at the time.
But for the worst memories of this iteration, that is difficult because I can't think of it. Yes, we had our, I won't even call them arguments. We had obviously we clashed on opinions, or if a video didn't get released or anything, and we had our ups and downs. But not like a worst memory that I hate these guys or it made me cry, except for Jack leaving. Yeah, that's probably the worst memory, Jack leaving the channel. It still hits me to this day. Why did he leave? I mean, I know why he left, but my favourite memory, bloody hell, is a mixture. I could say when I met Corey or Farren, Comic-Con you saw in the vlog. Here's a clip right now.
Looking for a merlin about 6 foot tall, pretty. I've seen him.
You've seen him.
Ready?
Yeah.
The
man, the myth, the legend.
Absolutely.
It was that was a brilliant moment, but and our phone calls as well, they were fun. If I'm gonna be different to the rest, I'm gonna say my favourite memory was probably when we were trying to find a new member. Jack was leaving, but we were gonna find a new member. It's exciting, you're finding someone new to replace Jack. It's new, is interesting. It's also scary, but the planning of it, I liked planning. I liked to find a new member. It was, when when you plan something, like obviously maybe it doesn't turn out the way you did, but when you plan it, it's brilliant. I guess another favourite memory will probably be when I called Jack and he discovered a photo of Coraline. And we were just making jokes, and Jack said something, and I just I laughed so much I dropped out of my bed. I hurt myself. It was just, I love them. I love those memories.
So, the big question, why are we ending the channel? Honestly, there are a multitude of reasons, but I guess it just comes down to the fact that, we all have lives. And, I know that sounds a bit mean, but realistically, I am doing my A-levels in a few months. Corey's got a job. George has got a job. Sam has got a job. They've all got jobs. I don't have a job. Because I'm lazy. And I know you may be thinking, well, couldn't you just do stuff in free time? Your A-levels will be finished soon, and yes, that stuff is true, but it also boils down to the fact that, and this is the thing that stuck out the most to me, at least, we don't want to talk about Doctor Who all the time. As bad as that sounds. Because we like other things. If you take a look behind me at any of this stuff, it's not just Doctor Who that we love. We love a lot of other things. Also, just after the series that we've just had, not all of us are as enthused about the show as we'd probably like to be at the moment. And maybe that will change. Maybe in a few years' time, we will be really enthused about the show. But as of right now, we're just not. And we'd like to move on to other things. So, what we're moving on to is a different channel. Entirely. What's next is a new channel that's going to feature all of us, where we're not just talking about Doctor Who. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure there will still be a lot of Doctor Who content on that channel, but it will be a mix. It'll be a good mix of pop culture things and all this crap, that we love talking about. Essentially, Doctor Who is not the only thing that we feel passionate about, and that's a good thing, I think, because despite the impact that Doctor Who has had on all of our lives, it's not the only thing in our lives.
Well, because, let's face it, there's other things more than Doctor Who, isn't there? I mean, Doctor Who's great, you've got everything to talk about, literally a whole entire universe worth, and TV, comics, Big Finish, all of that stuff, but there's other stuff out there. We can expand our creative juices together. That is a jarring saying. Why did I say that? Yeah, we can just expand to bigger things. We can cover so much more, just put anything relevant in pop culture, etc, etc. We're obviously not just Doctor Who fans, we've got our other interests as well. Obviously, I'm sure you realise that Farren's a massive Spider-Man fan. Coraline is, no, George is a massive, he might as well be called Coraline at this point. He's a massive Coraline fan. How do you fucking say the name?
It's Coraline.
Caroline what?
Coraline. Coraline Jones.
Coraline fan. I thought it was Caroline for a minute. Coral. Yes, I'm sure you can expect him to do videos on that. I like quite a lot of other stuff as well. I'm pretty sure I mentioned some of them in my intro video. Again, that was a good one. Yeah, so we can just expand to bigger things. We're still going to have Doctor Who very much in mind, at least me, because I'm never going to have nothing to talk about, I don't think, about this show. There's too much I hate about it. No, there's good things as well. And yeah, that's why we're moving on. It's sad, but yeah, moving on to bigger things.
Personally, my take on why we're ending the channel is mostly down to engagement now. Views is a big thing on YouTube, and I'm not talking about views, I'm talking about more the actual engagement from the audience. When you put in a lot of time and effort to make something, and all you get is great video. Fair enough, thank you for commenting, saying it was a great video, excellent, but it's not what you want when you put so much effort and you don't get many views anyway, and no one really talks about the thing you've just made because you're proud of it. You put a lot of time and effort into it, and then at this current point in time, we've noticed that views have been dropping off anyway. Engagement's been dropping off anyway. What's the point in making your time and effort into something like this when nothing's really coming back, you know, there's got to be some kind of reward, and there is reward because some people are watching it, and thanks to you guys, but you've got to want more, haven't you, sometimes when you put so much into something, to be honest, and that's one of the reasons. There are a couple of other reasons in there, but I'd say that's number one for me.
There's a mixture of reasons. I guess one would probably be I'm not as interested in Doctor Who anymore. We have busy schedules. The channel's not as good as it used to be. We don't have motivation. We don't find it fun. We don't want to talk about Doctor Who. We prefer other things. And you guys, I don't know if you just were disinterested or it's what Corey said. It's just that as well. You know, when you've got a long day at work, you could go out and socialise, but sometimes you have to stay home, and the only time you have is to edit a video. And it just got like, ugh, I don't want to do it. I just rather sit on my bed and watch a film. Yeah. Yeah, so it is sad, but we've done it for a few years, and obviously with the previous iterations we didn't last a year, and this channel almost lasted 3 years, so that was good. We've proven everyone wrong, but also we've enjoyed ourselves. It clearly distracted me, and I made some brilliant friends, and we made some videos, and you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed them. Yeah. But what's next? So we are planning on doing a new collaborative YouTube channel. That's going to happen with pop culture stuff, with video essays and rankings and everything that we've learned, the mistakes we've done on the channel and things we've learned and created, are all factored in. We've been planning it for at least maybe 6 months, and it'll be out maybe in the summer, but we want to get this right, and at the end of the day it's a hobby and we enjoy it, and that's what matters. That it has to be fun. That's the priority. You can't think about, oh, the views, oh, we need to be famous. No, we're never going to be famous doing a joint channel, but you know what I mean. I hope you do. I'm really excited to do this, and plus we've all connected more as friends since we started it, so we're going into it strong, and I'm really excited, and I can't wait to work with them again. Yeah.
Question denied. I'm not going to answer it because that's false information. False. Lies. We all know what the best film of all time is, and that's not it.
Why is Coraline the best film of all time? I don't think it is. Definitely not. Sorry, George. It is really good though. I mean, putting it up there amongst some of the best, yeah, I won't argue with that. But I've watched a ridiculous amount of films, and I want to be a filmmaker. I want to write and direct films, so I would know which is the best. I'm using my aspirations against your opinion, George. Ha! Beat that.
Why is Coraline the best movie of all time? It's not. I'll tell you what is the best movie of all time. Into the Spider-Verse. That's a fact.
Oh, only you can answer that, George, because I don't really have an answer because I maybe seen it once and it was fine. Yeah.
As you can tell, I have a Coraline key necklace, and I did a cosplay. I might be a little obsessed. But it's the best film of all time. Why? Because it is, and I might do a video essay on it. Because it's, I will convert everyone into Coraline fans. I'm already trying to do it. Farren, he's going to watch it soon. I love this film so much. But yeah.
I'd like to say a massive thank you to everybody that supported this channel. At any jumping on point, from the very beginning, Era 5, Era 6, anybody that's taken the time to watch the videos, drop your comments and your thoughts and all the support, thank you so much for that, because it means the world. We've all put a lot of time and effort into this channel, and put all our creative energy into it, and reflected all our opinions and all our thoughts and views on the show, and tried to make it fun and entertainment. And for that, all the support has been really, really appreciated. So thank you to all you guys. And for the final time, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you next time. See ya.
Bye everybody. See you on the flip side. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for following my journey on the channel. Thank you for following the members of this channel. Thank you for following this channel as a whole, this group. Being a member of Time of the Whovians United was a roller coaster, to say the least. Toodles.
Thank you guys, you've been really, it's been unreal. It has been unreal. The reception I had when I first joined was just incredible. It's been so nice to feel part of this community. I know it's not the end, it's just expanding to other things, but it still feels like there is a chapter closing despite the brief time I've had on here. I think I've been on for like a year now, something like that, approaching a year. Hasn't felt like it, to be honest. I mean, I feel like I should have created more videos. Yeah, I certainly did try. Yeah, so I guess all I can say now is this is Sam, and goodbye.
Anyways, this channel's been great. What a time. No pun intended. I've always wanted to say that. I've always wanted to say that, and now I did. But no, this has been great, and yeah, what a time. It's been great. It's been a great time, and I can't wait for the future. But the big reason why I wanted to make this video, like, the guys were like, you know, they were sad, and obviously we could have just not made this video and just disappeared. But I want to make this video more or less of say goodbye to you guys, but also say goodbye to this channel, like, for us, and make a video. And this video will be like a time capsule sort of thing, and something I could rewatch in the years to come. So, howdy, future George. No, but thank you guys. Thank you for such a time, and yeah. Time of the Whovians United signing out. Goodbye.